implemented? Do we need to wait for that safety review to come out, or can the road commission do something before then?
The road commission theoretically could do something, but I imagine there really is just a lack of information at this time. And it's not like Carlene was under any illusions here. She talked about having this petition and she's going to be making public comment at the township meeting, but she's also aware that it is a process. I believe they could do stuff unilaterally, since although it's very close to a state highway, if you look at a map, it's actually, well, I have to demonstrate using what I have available to me. It is a north-south intersection, but there's also the state highway. I want to say it's 88 coming out of Mansalona, maybe a different number, that sort of slants this way off to the side. But Alden Highway, which is one of the two north-south roads, that is a county highway. So yeah, the county can absolutely make those decisions. And if MDOT feels that something needs to happen, they can also make that recommendation as well when they come by. Those reviews in 2007 and 2022 were voluntary. Counties can opt into them voluntary. Every now and then say, hey, we need to touch up on our roads. Let's bring the state in, see what they think of how we're doing. Yeah, they could, but the problem they'll have to figure out is whether or not it's even really, if there's anything they can even really add at this point to an intersection that already has stop signs.
Right.
I suppose they could make it a four-way stop. That's probably a next logical possibility to look into.
And like your story mentioned, a big issue with a lot of crashes on the roads these days are distracted driving. And at that point, there's really not much that county road commissioners can do. We already have a law in Michigan now where you cannot be on your phone at all. So it's kind of like, what else can we do at this point to avoid distracted driving?
It's definitely a problem. This is a situation where, if this story went on a few minutes longer, I could have talked to state police, for example, and the sort of enforcement they do on that front. But we've already talked to state police before as a station because, last year when this law came into place, we did cover this. And we've been, every time we cover a crash, sadly, when these things happen, distracted driving does come up quite a lot. And so, what Bert said to me was that there are organizations, now obviously this includes law enforcement, although I'm guessing he's also thinking of maybe there's a nonprofit devoted to it as well, that are trying to think, what do we do about distracted driving? There's PSAs that go on television. I'm sure there's people up in the education sphere thinking about driving curriculums and things like that. But yeah, it's a really nebulous issue, and it's all the more tragic because, frankly, what I think hits hard for the Mansalona community and the first responder community, the friends and family of Mr. Patton, was it's amazing just how preventable his death was, like just by an astounding degree, completely preventable.
Anything else you want to mention about this story, Danny?
I got to be honest, I think that about covers it. It's sort of at an impasse at the moment. Again, there is going to be a township meeting at Custer Township tomorrow night. That was one thing that was told to me early on while I was working on it. However, I've been informed that the township I suppose the township could pass a symbolic resolution, but they don't really have jurisdiction to do anything with that intersection the way that the Antrim County Road Commission has. Sure. But if you are living in that area of Antrim County and you have opinions about this, tomorrow night at Custer Township Hall at the usual meeting, regularly scheduled meeting, apparently some discussion will occur, at least in the public comment sphere, if not within the board.
Danny, thanks so much for joining us and for providing additional information on this story. And our question of the day is related to this story. So today our question is, do you routinely avoid a road or intersection for safety reasons? You can scan that QR code on your screen right now to vote, and I'll let you know that at this point, 78% of people have voted yes, only 22% of people have voted no. And I know I voted yes on this one. There's a few intersections that I tried to avoid at all costs if I can. There's one intersection that when I was first reporting, I was called out to just multiple crashes on this particular intersection. And so every time, it's kind of unavoidable, so I do have to drive past it, but every time I go past that intersection, I hold my breath, and it's another one of those situations where there's only so much that a local road commission can do because there are stop signs, there are blinking lights, and a lot of times these crashes are caused from distracted driving or something like that. So we will pull up our question of the day again a little later, but let's turn things over to Hurricane Helene and now the upcoming Hurricane Milton. So in Tampa, Florida, people are bracing for a second hurricane to hit the area in just 2 weeks. And ahead of Milton's landfall, officials are planning what could be the largest evacuation in Florida since 2017. So the storm is still churning in the Gulf, rapidly intensifying into a Category 5 hurricane today. And as Lee Waldman reports, residents are being told just get out now.
Days ahead of Hurricane Milton's expected landfall, Floridians are preparing. Long lines of cars waiting to fill up sandbags along the western coast. Officials are urging people to finalize their preparations now and get out of the path of this storm.
You have time to execute your plan, but you got to do it now. There have been some evacuations that have been issued. There's going to be a flurry of them today. I know the counties are working on opening shelters.
You cannot wait and see. You have been told what's going to happen.
The storm is projected to make landfall as a Category 3 near the Tampa area late Wednesday or early Thursday, packing 120-mile-per-hour winds. Officials are warning about the threat of storm surge, rain, and flash flooding. A state of emergency has been declared in 51 of the 67 counties in Florida.
Please, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, you need to evacuate. If they have called for your evacuation order, I beg you, I implore you to evacuate. Drowning deaths due to storm surge are 100% preventable if you leave.
10 days removed from Hurricane Helene's devastation, debris from that storm still lingers, prompting Florida's governor to deploy the National Guard to help assist with debris removal that could cause more damage from Milton's forecasted winds.
That creates a huge hazard if you have a major hurricane hit in that area this week.
I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
And the victims of Hurricane Helene still need our help, and viewers like you are answering the call in a big way. So you have helped raise more than $250,000 just days into the Sinclair Cares Hurricane Relief Campaign. UpNorthLive is partnering with the Salvation Army and our parent company Sinclair to assist with humanitarian relief efforts across the country. So to donate, you can scan that QR code on your screen right now, or you can go to sinclaircares.com to make a donation. And we want to thank everyone who has donated this far. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll bring Joe Charlevoix back into the conversation, and he'll have much more on your forecast for the rest of the week. Stay with us.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Welcome back, everyone. And a lot of us experienced a really lovely Monday weather-wise. Some sunshine, some warmer temperatures. Others saw maybe a little bit of rain, but not nearly as much as we actually need right now. So, Joe, what can we expect for the rest of our work week?
Well, kind of a continuation of what we had. Not a lot of rain, let's put it that way. But typical temperatures, though, it's not going to be as warm as last week, 50s and 60s. But a lot of dry time expected, and of course, everybody talking about what you did too a few minutes ago, Hurricane Milton. Let's start with that. Landfall expected near Tampa Wednesday night. It looks like late Wednesday night, early Thursday, the Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota area. That region, Anna Maria Island, that particular area is definitely, they're saying that the Tampa area could be the worst hurricane in over 100 years. That nobody who's living right now there has ever experienced something like this. So big evacuations expected there. Also, no more frost freeze advisories issued by the National Weather Service. So, during the season, we'll tell you, oh, a frost advisory tonight, you're not going to get any more. Unless you're south of M55. The Weather Service offices in Marquette and Gaylord telling me they're done issuing them or past the growing season. And then, just as we talked about off the top, Maya and I, a general lack of rain, which is going to continue for the next several days. Let's take a look at Milton. It's way down here in the Gulf of Mexico, spinning away. There it is. This rapidly strengthened into a Category 5 hurricane. And there's the latest information on that, with winds right now of 180 miles per hour. Think about that. Think of a 90-mile-per-hour wind, double that. Or maximum winds on the bottom, 220 miles per hour, the peak gust. This is still 675 miles southwest of Tampa. That's pretty far away. But the track on this will take this up again as a major hurricane. Category 5 is the highest strength, approaching Florida. And then eventually, there you go, late Wednesday night, very early Thursday, as a potential Category 3 or 4 hurricane make landfall there near Tampa, and then cross the state toward, well, the Daytona Beach area there as we head into the day on Thursday, it looks like. Back home, we had a few showers in our area. This is a look right now on Mackinac Island. If you look in the bottom right corner, you can see the ground is wet. It did rain there recently. Here's the big picture. We've had some showers from Canada all the way down into the lower peninsula. And here's a little closer look at some of these. Just north of the Mackinac Bridge there, around Allenville and Moran. Some showers. Petoskey, a little bit of rain just crossing through Harbor Springs and near Rogers City. A little rain. I know Sheboygan, you had some recently as well. Not a lot of rain expected with this. This will kind of wind down tonight. Tomorrow, maybe a sprinkle or two or shower north. The majority of you will not see any rain tomorrow. Very, very spotty at best. And then we're looking at quiet weather taking us right through Wednesday. Can see that there. And the rain this evening through tomorrow, well, not much. That's the latest update. Less than 1/10 of an inch for any one area. The longer term prospects for rain, it looks a lot better as we head toward Saturday night into Sunday. That's our really next decent chance for some showers. And you can see that on the extended forecast right here. There it is. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s this week. One thing this week, it is going to warm up Friday. You'll step outside Friday and think, oh my goodness, is it summer? It won't be 90, but it'll be in the mid-70s, a nice day. A few clouds over the course of the week. And then we cool down again Saturday, and that chance for some rain and showers gets in here Sunday, and even a few showers carrying over into Monday. But the warmest day of the next week, looks like it's going to be on Friday, some 70s in the forecast.
And the weather looks pretty nice for Wednesday, and that's when our sports director, Harrison Beebe, will be heading down to Detroit, Comerica Park, for Game 3 against the Guardians. By the way, Game 2 is happening right now. Harrison will have a very exciting update for you in just a few minutes. Stay with us. Well, if you folks are anything like me, your Saturday was probably at least a little bit ruined because of the Tigers game. Of course, Guardians took game one 7-0. It was a 5-run first inning before we even recorded any out. So that was Saturday. Skip ahead to Monday, game two. I'm feeling a lot better today, and I know our sports director, Harrison Beebe, is as well. Harrison, would you like to break the news?
Oh, breaking news, just went final. Tigers even up this ALDS best-of-5 series with a 3-0 win in game two, and there was a whole bunch of drama in this one. It was scoreless into the 9th inning until Kerry Carpenter
What a guy.
pinch hit in this game, and an effective pinch hit with runners on first and third, took the Guardians closer deep to right field, and a home run later, 3 runs cross home plate. Tigers go ahead 3-0. They close out from there. Bo Brisky just wrapped up a bottom of the 9th out there in Cleveland. So it is not only a 1-1 series, it is now a 1-1 series shifting back to Detroit for 2 games, a guaranteed 2 games. It'll be Wednesday and Thursday, games 3 and 4. Not throwing anything out there, but right now the Tigers have a lot of momentum. They have the chance, if they win 2 home games, which we know their fans are going to be excited to see, they can clinch this series as early as Thursday if they get a win in both home games. If necessary, game 5 would then be Friday, or excuse me, I'm sorry, Saturday. They would have the off day. They would travel to Cleveland for Saturday. But yeah, after that last Saturday where we thought a lot of momentum of this Tiger run was kind of seeped out, I'd say they gained it all back with a great pitching performance from Tarek Skubal today and a phenomenal swing of the bat from Kerry Carpenter in the 9th.
And I saw something on social media about the closer who gave up that 3-run homer to Kerry Carpenter. He hadn't given up a run since August 30th.
There you go. Even more impressive for what this Tiger team is doing, just finding ways to win ball games. And they had to do it today with Skubal on the mound. He pitched 7 innings. 0 runs, only had 3 hits, 8 strikeouts. So Scoobs was phenomenal, just as we projected he'd be. And the way it lines up, if necessary, he will be pitching game 5 in Cleveland if he has to. But the good news is, if we go bullpen by committee for the Tigers, that's what A.J. Hinch seems committed to do on the non-Skubal pitching days. Those games are now both going to be at home. And Maya, you mentioned earlier that Cody Bayer and I will be heading down on Wednesday to catch all the action for game 3. And from the Tiger runs in the 2000s and the 2010s that I was a big part of watching, I can't wait to see what this fan base has in store for their first playoff series at home in 10 years. And that gets started with a 3 o'clock game on Wednesday.
And I have to say, I'm happy for you and Cody for going to that game. I'm a little jealous. I wish I could be there, of course. You know the city of Detroit.
We'll be working, Maya. It'll be all work. No
right,
play.
right. No, I know it'll actually be pretty stressful for you guys, but just to be there in that environment with a home playoff game, gosh, it doesn't get much better than that. So thanks so much, Harrison. Go Tigers. We are so back in this, tied up at 1-1 with the Guardians now, but we are going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll check back in with our question of the day and live results. Stay with us.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Let's take one last look at our question of the day. Do you routinely avoid a road or intersection for safety measures? 79% say yes, 21% say no. On our Facebook page, we have a few comments. So Barb says Travers Ave to turn south onto US 31 in Benzonia. She always will avoid that. And Jill says, never made a left out of Walmart in Traverse City in front of OPA. I just thought of another one in Traverse City, that intersection of Bay Street. If you're trying to turn left onto 72, oh, it's just a disaster. If you haven't voted yet, scan that QR code on your screen right now. But that'll do it for Up North Live Unscripted. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here on Up North Live News at 11.